Now today's video is about Arashiyama in general, just so you guys get to know it here and get a taste of it. So obviously we can't show you everything, and this in itself is a individual video in and of itself. Okay, so now we have arrived in Arashiyama. Arashiyama is one of the most famous places in Kyoto. You can spend the entire day here. In fact, you can probably spend 2 or 3 days here. There's so many things to do. We're not gonna be able to possibly do it all, but we're gonna show you guys a taste of many different things. It's popular for 2 things. Number 1, it's popular for tourists, right? But not just tourists, right? Right now, there's tons of kids. Oh, I'm surprised. It's Monday here. There's tons of kids, you know, who are on what's called Shugako Ryoko, a school trip. They come from all over the country, come check out Kyoto and this place where they hang out. So I'm surprised at how many people are. But there's another reason why this is popular. Dating. This is probably listed as the #1 dating. If you look up dating in Kyoto, this is always the top of the place to hang out and go on. I've had many dates in this area, so we're gonna have a lot of fun and show you guys what Arashiyama is all about. And no tourist spot would not be appropriate without Tolly's Cafe. Actually, if you ever go to the, what's that place in China? I forgot the name of it. It's one of the most popular tourist spots in Beijing. There's a Starbucks right in the middle of it. It's not very traditional. You'll see there's tons of very traditional Japanese stuff here. But it is a bit touristy, so to be honest with you, you're gonna pay more than you would in other places. Here, if you wanted to, you could rent a kimono. So 3,500 yen. So $35 for 1 person, or $63, so 6,300 yen for 2. You're gonna find tons of shops like this, so little traditional Japanese things. This is quite reasonably priced. You got curry udon here, normal soba with fish. We're gonna come in here and eat. Okay, so I'm having a very traditional Japanese dish called Zarusoba. So it's cold soba noodles, and you dip it in here. And some people also like to add a little bit of spice. This is like a they call it chichimi. Chichimi usually goes on this kind of dish, which is not in Zarusoba, but in this regular hot udon. So you put this in here, and if you want, you can put wasabi. If you've seen any of my previous videos, I'm not a big fan of wasabi, so I'm not gonna do that. Take the noodles in here, you dip them in, and then very good. And it's not rude to suck. That's part of the deal. Just like ramen, you're supposed to suck them in. To be honest, that place we just ate was pretty average. So you got to be a little bit careful about where you go here. Starch cake.
I don't recommend.
Don't recommend?
Yeah.
It's funny, he says he doesn't recommend, but he's giving it to me anyway. Not bad. Oh, warukunai. He speaks English very good. Okay, so we're across the street from Togetsu-kyo, which is the most famous bridge in Arashiyama. What's interesting about Togetsu-kyo is the name. I'll show you guys this here. To, which means to go over or through. Ski, which is the moon. And kyo, which is hashi, which is bridge. So literally go over the moon bridge. It's a strange name, actually. Another thing you can do when you're in Arashiyama is you can go on a boat tour. You can see the boats are all there, right? You'll see a lot of different area, and it's actually quite comfortable to ride on those boats. I've ridden on them in the past. You get a nice little breeze. So on a hot day, this would be a great thing to do. Okay, so we're standing in front of the shot. I can't touch it. In fact, it says right here, don't touch. You get a nice ride, and the people who do this job, they know They know tons of stories about the area, so it sort of adds a lot of value to your trip vacations. Actually, I want to point this out. This is kind of funny. I've used this toilet so many times, like at least 5 or 6 times in my life, and it's surprisingly clean. That's the one thing that's nice about Japan. Even public toilets are relatively clean. I mean, they're obviously not clean as a restaurant toilet over there, but surprisingly clean. Okay, so we're standing out in front of the famous monkey park here in Arashiyama. You're gonna go up these stairs. It's quite a trip, actually. It's a good 20 to 25 minute hike, and it's pretty steep. But anyway, it's really good fun, and it's good exercise. Come prepared to walk and come prepared to have a bottle of water because it's a steep climb. And one thing that's really, really, really important is don't feed the monkeys. Now, when you get up to the main area, they're a lot more calm, and they give you food to feed. It's quite tasty, it's good fun. It's really entertaining. Okay, so now we're entering into the Kimono Forest. Very natural forest, of course, no. These are all different kimono styles, right? And they have over 600 of these, apparently. It's just kind of a little of a gimmick, but it's kind of cool at the same time. This is called the Pond of the Dragon. You know, I've been in Arashiyama a few times. I never actually checked this part out. Pond of Dragon. Wishes are granted if the dragon that landed in Arashiyama is prayed to. So I guess that's the dragon. You immerse your hands in the water, your heart will be filled with peace, and you will be led to happiness. Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna immerse my hands in the water. I'm gonna pray to the dragon. Okay, so I just pray to the dragon. And soon, later on, we're gonna go over there. Hot spring areas. So if you're gonna do the hot spring bath, you can come to the information desk, which is right at the main station here, and you can rent a towel and a ticket to go in there for 200 yen. So like $2. This is one of the smallest trains I've ever seen in Japan. I mean, this is the main central station, but there's 2 other stations near here where bigger trains come in too. So there's actually 3 train stations in this area, 3 of them. And the main one is this one, but it's a smaller train. All right, here we go. Okay, the first thing you want to do is you want to take off your shoes, which is quite typical in Japan. And you put it in what's called a kasutsubako. What's interesting is they actually said they want us to wash our feet before we go in. Actually, I'm surprised. It's not very warm. Normally, it's really hot, and I actually have to be like, to get in, and I had no trouble whatsoever. If you go to a typical hot spring area, it'll be much warmer than this. It still feels good, but it's certainly not as hot as I'm used to. I wonder if it's hot over here. Nope. Snoopy chocolates. Everything's related to Snoopy. How funny is that? Imaimo, sweet potatoes. Oh, Imaimo chips. Wow, look at that. This is some very traditional Japanese snacks. Kaniboko, actually fake. It's actually fake crab. It's not real crab. You can get meat on a stick. Oh, tongue. Tongue on the stick. Now we're entering the famous bamboo forest. I've been there many times. It's actually quite spectacular. And often you can hear like people playing traditional Japanese music too, which is kind of cool. Here we've got what's called geta. So these are the old style Japanese like wooden how do I describe them? Flip-flops. But if you look, see at the bottom, they're all made of wood. They'll have a wood, like a, how do I describe this? Like a wood, piece of wood right here like that. And then they have 2 or 3 of them. Here, do not enter this area, and no bikes. Look how spectacular this is. Fortunately, there are electricity wires there, but that's our modern society, so we have to have electricity. But still spectacular. It would be nice if they got rid of the electric wires, but oh well.